Impress your friends with this unique multi-hulled catamaran raft design for your next beach party or raid. You can build this boat on any server with default settings, and it also allows you to add 5 to 7 extra objects on board after you're done building it. Hey there, my name is SWChris. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial. Remember, so you don't miss any more of the ones that are coming, be sure to click on the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so that you are notified of every single video I release on this channel. So if you are curious where I'm at 79.7 latitude, 35.3 longitude on the island. I found this nice little semi-tropical bay here. I thought that would be just the perfect place to build this boat, just kind of in keeping with the theme. As we look at our materials list here, you're going to see that we have a lot of stone. That's what we're going to be building the main hull of the boat out of. And we're also going to be mixing in a bit of wood finishing as well as some metal work there for the main cabin. And so we're going to be basically using all three of the main materials here for this catamaran that we are building. So we've got the sail. We need to hide the sail. So that's the first thing that we need to do. So we're going to go and do this. And now that we have it hidden, what we need to do is go ahead and start driving it, but don't move your mouse at all. And instead, get your pillar ready and then just bring it straight down so that it's just kind of covering this hole. Line it up so it's as square as you can get it, something like that, and then just place it. So this pillar is what we're going to use to base everything off of. So here's the next step. We need to take a thatch roof and just stick it to the top of this, and then take a thatch wall and stick it to the bottom of this. And this is going to let us go ahead and do a nice little offshoot off the main center line here so that we have a nice basically centerpiece for kind of both sides of the boat so that everything we build here will line up nice and square. So we've got this thing, and we need to bring down a wood pillar right about there. And now we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. Leave this pillar here if you want a mast for this thing. The mast is totally optional. If you are going to opt to have a mast, just remember you won't be able to place any extra objects on this boat. The mast kind of anchors the look of it, but it really is purely an aesthetic thing because we can't really do anything with sails in this game, and I just don't have the object space for that. So if you don't want a mast, you can delete it, but otherwise kind of leave it there, and let's focus on this pillar here for the time being. Okay, so we've got this wood pillar here, and we need to kind of sink these foundations down into the raft. You see how high up they are and how they're kind of obstructing this this little tiller here. We can't really get to it if we just place a stone foundation here. So we need to sink it down. So we're going to sink it down by placing a pillar right next to it. And this, you can see how this is actually a little shorter than this one. We just repeat that step a couple times. So that's the first time. This is the second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. I think it's 7 times. So 7. So we got this pillar here. And now when we place a stone pillar, we need to place it so this like this. So it's just underneath the raft, barely. That's how we're going to do this. And so now that we have this pillar replaced, we can get rid of this and this. And this pillar will just kind of stay there, which is great. So how do we build off of this? Well, we can immediately latch onto this because this is attached to the raft. So we have a nice little bit of symmetry. Oh, that's my tech armor. I'm wearing tech armor because it's easy to get out of the water. Okay, I was wondering what that stomping sound was. So we've got these two things, and now we can't really snap anything else out to these, which is a bit of a problem. We can snap it right here, but we don't want to do that. We don't need any foundations over there. We need foundations right next door. So we're going to snap some thatch ceilings, 3 out on either side. So let's do that. And then, let's see, what we can do is we can get in the water. Oops, I double tapped, didn't mean to. So let's get in the water here. And we can now just attach these to the bottom of the ceilings. And that's how you get to just kind of extend your foundations a bit. So we've got that side done. Let's just go ahead and focus on this side for the time being. We'll mirror that side when I'm done showing you how to do this. But let's go back 1 and then 2 more. I think, or maybe it's just 1 more. Yeah, it's just 1 more. Go back 1 more on this one. And then we need to go forward 1, 2. We actually need to go forward 3 on this side, but we weren't able to do that. So let's go ahead and put a foundation here, foundation there. And since we're in the water, let's come over here and put a foundation right under there. Okay, there we are. Then you can just, if you're having trouble getting back on the raft, you can just drop in the water, swim underneath it. Come on, let me go do it. And then just hit E, and that'll let you drive it. Okay, so that's how you do it if you don't have tech armor. Okay, and then we just place 1 more here, and then put that right there. Okay, great. So now that we have that side, I will go ahead and do the same on this side. All right, so here we are. I've got the foundations placed on both sides. I've gone ahead and I've removed the thatch roofs, so you should do that right now. As well as you want to remove these 2 stone foundations that are right here on the tiller. So just go ahead and delete those. And then we have these, and they just will kind of stay very nicely, firmly attached to the raft. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this raft a little bit so that it sits up in the water a little bit more. Actually, I think it might have already been. That way, you kind of have an idea of what the true water level of this catamaran is going to be. All right, so here's what it looks like so far. Let's go ahead and fly up just so you can get a look at it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on a side. And you want the raft to be smack in the middle, which is just perfect. All right, so coming over here, let's go ahead and let's work on the front of this thing. We need to make it look pretty nice and decent, okay? So a lot of catamarans, when you look at them, they have 2 basically pontoon kind of holes, like they're double holed. There's a hole over here and a hole here, and they come to a point. So we're going to try to approximate that point by using a fence foundation. So as you could see, there are a couple snap points here. You want to move it all the way over here as far as you can to the left. That's the snap point you want to use. And then you take another fence foundation and you get it to where it's just angled like this. And then the same thing over here. Either way, either snap point works. Okay, so now that we have that, we can take these stone walls here. So let's take a stone wall and let's press E so that the wooded side is facing toward us. Let's do the same thing on this side. And always do left to right so that you can stick this one through that one. If you do it the other way, it doesn't really want to play nice. And then let's bring one right there as well. Okay, perfect. So now we can go ahead and we can put stone walls along the side here. All the way down to this point. And then on this side, you want to put a stone wall right here. Skip this part, put a stone wall right there. All right, so now that we have this kind of thing built up, what we need to do is make the back side. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use these sloped stone walls, and we're going to use a right one on this side and a left one on this side. So it's, left, right. That's kind of how it works. All right, so now that we have this, we can go ahead. We could take a wood sloped roof and place it right there. Perfect. Okay, so we've got this kind of a nice look here, and now we need to get the top on. So let's see, what do we have here? We've got these wood ceilings. So I'm going to take these wood ceilings, and we're going to put, you can kind of see a couple of snap points here. Let's put a snap point, let's put one just right there, because we know that there's only one snap point on this one. And then let's see if we can get it to play nice here. There we go. Yeah, so just do your best. I don't think it matters really which of those snap points it attaches to, but that's kind of how you want to do it. Actually, this one needs to be a stone ceiling. I'm sorry about that. Let's put a stone ceiling right here and a stone ceiling right here. Okay, so now we have, let's take a look at this. We have the back and we have the front. And there's a couple things we need to do on either side still. So let's go ahead and let's go back to the front. Let's drop in here. And we can get rid of this stone foundation now that we've got the fence foundations placed. So let's do that. And that's going to leave these kind of, things sticking down in the water, and it looks kind of funky. So let's just attach another wall below on each side, and that will make it look nice and smooth. Okay, there we go. Now we have a nice little front pointed hull, and that's we're just going to leave that alone. So now let's come over here, and let's say you and your friends are swimming, and you can't get out of the water very easily. So there's a way to fix that. We've got these nice metal ladders here, and we're just going to attach one to the bottom right there. There you go. So now, when you get it... Oh, come on, stop bouncing. Okay, there we go. When you get up here, you can just climb up and pop up here. Perfect, right? Pretty much. Now there's one more little thing I want to do, and it's just to add a little... wait, why are you being difficult? Huh. Okay, I've never had it do that before. Why is it doing that? Are these S+? Is this... Okay, that's weird. Anyway, I wanted to place one right on top of here. So there we go. It's placed right on top, and we're good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So let me go ahead and mirror this on that side, and then I'll rejoin you. Okay, at this point in time, this is what your raft should look like. If you don't have this, go back and work on it and try to do your best. Now, at this time, I would like to invite you to join my Discord server. This is where we get to talk a lot of ARK Shop and just kind of get to know each other a little bit outside the confines of these videos, where I'm just kind of talking at you in kind of a one-sided conversation. So, I'd love to get to know you guys, and we can kind of talk there. So go ahead and please join the Discord server. The link is right there on your screen, and you can also click on the link down in the description below. Okay, so here we go. We've got this nice kind of area here, and now we need to build kind of the main part where the cabin is going to be. So I have neglected to do this, but we actually need my wooden ceilings. So let's go ahead and place them. Let's place them right there. Okay, so we're going to put a wooden ceiling right here and a wooden ceiling right there, and another one right there. Okay, so we've got this kind of area here, and it's kind of closing off the raft, which is exactly what we want. Because in a real catamaran, this area is just water in between. There really isn't anything down here. But ARK's limitations being what they are, we need the raft right in the middle. So the way we're going to get around that is, because you need to be able to steer from the raft, we need an easy way to get down here. So we're going to put a hatch frame right here and a stone hatch frame right here. And this will let you just kind of drop down really easily, and you can just kind of, easily get down here. So now that you're down here, you can actually drive this boat a bit. But when you're done driving, you're down here. How do you get back up without jumping in the water? Especially if you're like going after like a whale or any kind of large creature, you're going to want a safe way to get back up to the main deck. So let's go ahead and let's just stick a ladder right there. And that will let you do it. So you can just climb on up, and here we are. Very nice, right? Okay, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and replace this with metal. And let's go ahead and build this up 5 high, I think. And let me go ahead and get rid of this rain. All right, the rain is officially gone. That's the one thing I don't like about building on these servers is you can't, there's no easy way to just permanently turn the rain off. But, be that as it may, let's go ahead and start building the main cabin here. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to stick a greenhouse wall right there, and then we're going to do the same thing right there. You can snap it to either snap point on this edge or this edge. It doesn't really matter which. And then let's go ahead and take a metal window frame and put one right there and put one right there. And then we'll cap it off with some thatch ceilings. Ooh. And yeah, the snap points are going to freak out a bit, but you should be able to walk right under here. And yeah, it works out very nicely. So now that we have the main cabin, there's only one more thing that we need to put in, which is these railings. So let's put No. Let's put a railing here and a railing here. And it's got to behave. And a railing here and a railing right there. And then one right here and then one right there. And so now if we take a look at this, can we actually... Yeah, we have too many structures on this platform, which is totally fine. Basically what it means is if you get rid of these 5 mast pieces, you can easily go ahead and add 5 more objects to this. And if you want to get rid of this piece as well as that piece over there, that works great. That'll add 2 more objects that you could place on here. And I think fireplaces might actually be something you can attach regardless. So yeah, so this is pretty much it. So let's go ahead and let's get this stuff ready to paint. So I have got a spray painter right here. And we got this kind of cantaloupe coloring. And this is what we're going to paint for the wood. I'm just going to do all 6 regions here and just paint this like so. So we're just going to do this. And right here and right here. And then, do I have my paintbrush here? I do have my paintbrush. Excellent. So if we take our paintbrush and we look at this, and we just want to paint the pieces of wood that we have right here. So we're going to paint it cantaloupe as well. And this as well. So it's region 2, I believe, on these. Yes. Okay. Excellent. So we'll want to leave region 2 alone when we go to paint the rest of this stuff. Okay, so we've got all of this painted here. I went ahead and painted the interior of this using region 2 and a spray painter. That's because you can still kind of see in here, and I wanted the wood colors to match. And the tangerine is pretty nice because it also almost matches the wood on this raft as well. And if you can you paint the raft? I don't think you can. No, you can't really paint the raft. Okay. So, oh, no, close. Okay, great. So the only thing I didn't paint that is on this barge here is this wood here. And we want this to be all white because we don't want the tangerine kind of sticking out here. So let's go ahead and let's work on that. We're going to paint this stone all white here. So even region 2, paint those. And that kind of makes that blend in. And we'll paint this and paint that as well. And then we'll disable region 2 and we'll paint everything that's stone here just bright white. And oops, that just gives us kind of a nice little white kind of coloring. It's not obvious until it gets maybe more around sunset that we're not doing like a regular stone color, but it works out pretty well, I think, for our purposes. So let me go ahead and do the rest of this. All right, there it is. There is our finished raft. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I think it looks very nice. Remember, if you have any building tips to improve this tutorial, then please comment down below so others watching can learn as well. And do please keep in mind that I didn't used to think I was very creative, but then I tried and I learned I could be, so that's why I'm making these build guides, which is to help you learn to be creative as well. Go ahead and subscribe and click that little bell icon so that you can be notified of every new video, and then become a little more creative and click on the vid in the top right corner for more build guides. And I will see you next time. In the meantime, go make something awesome. Bye-bye.